Hi Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today to share with you a layout I created for creative scrappers using Sketch 303 as you see here. You can enter that for a chance to win some prizes on the Creative Scrappers blog. I didn't actually fussy cut, sorry. I used a digital die cutter to cut that large white heart as my background piece. I decided that I loved the horizontal lines on the sketch, but that because Valentine's was around the corner and I had some Valentine's pictures, I wanted to use those horizontal lines on this large oversized heart. These are the papers that I've chosen to use. I've just dug in my stash really to find some Valentine's-ish colors and ones that coordinated with that floral piece from Cocoa Vanilla Studios, which I used as my main inspiration for color. The funny thing is that I end up just using that small strip at the bottom there, but that was what my color foundation ended up being. So I'm shuffling papers around here to decide how I want to arrange these horizontal stripes and in what order I want the papers to go. I've decided that this pink with the arrows from, I think it's crepe paper, is going to be my top piece. And I just used my mechanical pencil to draw the outline of the top of the heart so that I could fussy cut that. I could have taken it back to my digital die cutter and done it that way, but it was much easier to just get the top part of what I wanted. On my white background piece, which I'm using as the foundation for these horizontal stripes, I'm just laying out the sizes that I want to make it easier when it comes time to cutting to figure out how I'm going to fit these pieces on the paper. And I'm not very good at doing things straight across. I like to move up and down, so I'm just turned the paper there to draw out the approximate widths of the horizontal stripes that I'm going to use on this background piece, and I've left a 1/4 inch border between each horizontal stripe there. I really didn't have a whole lot of precision in this, and in doing that I thought, oh, I really better get this angle right, so I just used my other ruler to create a T-bar, T-cross, whatever, cross T, I'm not sure what those things are called, but just to get the right angles, because while I'm not all that precise in what I do, I am a little bit of a stickler for straight lines. So I continue to measure the 1/4 line and just what looks visually proportional to what is in the sketch. There I am counting out that I've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. Decide not to waste paper, and I just get my scissors to fussy cut that top half of, it's not even half, top portion of the heart, overlay it, and then think, oh, now how am I going to figure this out? Shuffle the paper around a little bit and just decide to shove it off the side, draw a pencil line, and go from there. It doesn't have to be precise because I'm just going to erase the pencil lines at the end. Because the paper is 12 by 12 and I've got it on an angle, it won't fit in my trimmer, so I have to use my X-Acto knife, which is fine because that's how everything used to get done prior to. I need to maintain this angle, so I just use the bottom of that top horizontal, measure out, cut, and oops, I made it a little too small, and that white line is going to drive me nuts because it'll be bigger than the others, so go back and fix my mistake. And there's that other horizontal heart. So while I'm cutting out all these different horizontals that you'll continue to see me go through, I toyed with the idea of stitching each of the horizontals as well, but it added a lot more depth to the paper than I really wanted. So I just decided to do a few zigzag stitches here and there, which you'll see later on in the layout. You don't actually see me do it because my sewing machine is upstairs in another room, but I did add that to the horizontal effects of the layout. There's my makeshift T-bar, T-square. What are those things called? It doesn't look like a square, a T-bar. And there's that much larger piece, again, from crepe paper, I believe. So I glued that on with my ATG gun, and I continue to just build the rest of the layers on. I didn't need a horizontal 12 by 12 to fit across, so I just cut the right size strip on this with my trimmer and adhered it down. And after I adhere each of the pieces, I'm just going to take my scissors and fussy cut along the edges to make that the actual heart shape that I want to put on the background piece. And my X-Acto blade. Looks like I need to put a new blade in there. It's a little dull. And so there's the background that I want. Clean up my desk a little bit because, oh, there's a selvage edge that came off of one of the sheets, and I thought that might look cool in there, but it was a little too black. I had two types of pictures that I'd printed, black and white, and then some that I had faded out a little bit in Photoshop and decided that I liked the black and white a whole lot better. I like to put a little white border on pictures, especially black and white pictures, in order to really make them pop and stand out a little more. It gives a little more definition between the edge of the picture and the background papers. And as I like the pictures to be the focus of my layouts, it just gives them a little more depth. I decided to put the pictures horizontal rather than that angled vertical stripe to give them a little more of a focus. The initial piece of pattern paper that I'd chosen for the background of this heart was driving me nuts. I really didn't like it, so I rifled through my Hello Love paper for something that would work better, and I really struggled to find a background paper that made the heart stand out, wasn't too busy, wasn't too dark. I really liked that black, but it was too busy with the other patterns that are in the pattern paper, so I got rid of that, and I finally settled on this gray background from Amy Tangerine. You can see that I've stitched the heart. I'd gone upstairs and done that before shuffling these things around. So there we go. I like that, and there's my pictures. So you can see it's painter's tape. It's not actually painter's tape, it's artist tape that I've used to hide, actually not even hide, but neaten and tuck down the back of my stitching there. Now I've pulled out a bunch of embellishments. I have a lot of Heidi Swap to go with this because her colors are very consistent with the colors that I've used in the pink and the aqua. I've got a little bit of washi that I'm playing with to decide. I really like the horizontals and I wanted a few more, but I ultimately decide that it's too busy and just decide to use a few short pieces on that top left corner there. And I keep with the incline of the horizontal strips that I've got. I got a little bit more washi that I shuffle around. You'll see that I move things around a lot to try and see where I like them. I don't actually ever adhere anything on my layouts really until I know precisely where things are going to go. It's kind of not in my favor, given that I have a latex sensitivity, and there's something about that ATG adhesive that just really triggers my sensitivity. But I had a gold doily there, and I wanted some gold on the layout because I knew I wanted to use these gold letters, but they didn't work. I knew I wanted the XO, and I put it in line with the picture here. Ultimately, I end up changing that so that the bottom of the X's are in line with the horizontals that I choose. I have a lot of embellishments that initially start out on the same angle as the stripes in the heart, but I really wanted to bring them back because then the pictures that were right way started to look really funky. And I have that really dark black, it's a canvas sticker from Heidi Swap at the top that says Cherish on it, and I wanted some sharp, well, not sharp, but dark horizontals to match that with the pictures, because it looks like some things are kind of sliding off the heart when you've got them on the same angle as the stripes within the heart. I had some rub-ons from American Crafts that I put up at the top right. It says Hugs. And I really liked these stickers from, who are they from? I can't remember, but I'll put it in the comments for you. That's another Heidi Swap sticker. So I've decided I like the placement of all these things. Time to adhere it down. I liked the overlap in the pictures, and I did stick with the 2 square pictures that were in this sketch. And then just as the sketch has 3 embellishment clusters, I did actually use 3 embellishment clusters. I did not journal on strips as Christine has outlined in her sketch, and here I am shifting this to the angle, but eventually you'll see that I do turn it horizontal in line with the pictures. So those falling off embellishments really bother me, and I feel that I need something more. So I found these chipboard embellishments from a Project Life, a Heidi Swap Project Life kit, and shuffle a few of those around and decide where I can get some balance from them. And ultimately I balanced the heart, the big heart, out with 2 little hearts. Stars, hearts, stars, hearts. I think I'm going to stick with that little heart there. But I do decide I like that star, and I like that gold for the balance. I created a triangle of the gold between the XO, the gold in the washi with the hearts above the pictures, and then the little gold star that's next to Remember near my daughter's hands as she's writing her Valentine's. I realized that these are not sticker backed, and get out my Scotch glue and adhere those down. And then I shift things to create that balance. It looks much better, I think, personally, in line with the picture. Kind of draws your eye into the picture rather than everything falling off that right side of the page. And there you go. We're going to call it done. So there you can see how I've shifted the XOXO for the title and a few close-ups to follow. Please be sure to leave any comments and ask questions if you have any. A thumbs up would be great if you enjoyed the video. And I hope you're inspired by the sketch, and we'd love to see you play along with us at Creative Scrappers. Thanks for joining us.